Hi, I'd like to place an order for 30 sandwiches. And welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Alex, and to my right, his New Year's resolution was to cut out bread, but we still forced him to eat all 30 of the top 30 sandwiches on this list. Andrew.
Hello.
And to my left, he lived in Italy and studied the culinary arts with the wisest sandwich monks. From muffaletta to a fine caprese, he could eat them all. Chris.
Hey.
How you guys doing today?
Doing all right.
Great.
New Year's day.
New Year's Day is right. And the
Yeah.
only thing we have on our mind, sandwiches. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. What is this podcast about, for God's sakes? This is I Need a Hobby. It's a podcast where Andrew, Chris, myself, Alex do challenge, hobby, or activity, and then we talk to you guys about it. Yeah, we're three young boys that work during the 9 to 5, but this podcast, we focus on the 5 to 9.
Yep.
That's right. And I gotta say, you got a nice red beanie today, Alex.
Yeah,
a new look.
I think this
For
might be
the
the
new
first
year.
time in the studio I've seen a beanie under the headphones.
Yeah, it's cool. It looks like it looks like a real DJ.
I'm gonna open my Snapchat camera and look at myself. Actually,
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
dang, I don't like. Ugh, is that me? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't like my face.
Coming straight off your shift at the bar last night, working New Year's, huh?
Yep.
As a DJ.
Oh, I do look like a DJ. Don't
You
I?
look like a
Yeah.
DJ.
With the
Yeah.
hoodie too. I'm not like a big hat guy. I don't wear hats too often.
Mhm.
Beanie, I'm okay wearing a beanie, but like,
In the winter, I think functionally, yeah.
that's
I like
what-
to have
yeah.
a beanie.
beanie in the summer, you wouldn't catch me dead doing that.
That'd be insane.
What about a beanie in the summer, but not over the ears? Just purely for style.
Beanie not over the ears looks foolish though too, doesn't it?
Style. It's a fashion statement, probably.
Dang. What about
no,
like
I don't think it looks good. Probably.
what if I was the
As
kind of guy who wore like, you know how that you like my beanie is like right on top of my head. I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them will be like just on the back, and it'll be like
Mhm.
hang like the loose beanie will be hanging out the back of your head. Do you guys know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if
yeah.
I was the kind of guy who would wear those?
I don't know.
Could I pull it off? It's
Yeah.
2018. I'm trying to work something different into my wardrobe.
That's true, yeah. 2018, I mean, New Year, you can experiment. New Year, new me. Or
Right.
new you.
Right.
Mhm.
Maybe.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know. Try.
Yeah.
I did say earlier that I think I might grow my beard out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that.
Have you ever done that?
I mean, I've grown it out for like a week or two maybe,
Yeah.
but
Not for
That's
a whole
pretty sure.
year.
it's really not for a whole year. I've never even like it was never to the point where you could call it a beard.
Hmm.
It's always just been like
Stubble.
not shaven. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not even stubble. Like I would say it's stubble right now maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that this fall just for fun.
Yeah, the beard and mustache.
Yeah,
growth.
it was more of like a 2017 resolution. So I
Mhm.
think I'll just leave that in 2017.
Yeah, leave it.
Shave every day.
Yeah.
But-
Maybe my New Year's resolution will be to shave twice a day. Yeah. Step it up.
I don't know. I liked it. It's fun. And
Yeah, maybe I'll do it. We'll
I don't
see.
know.
I'll give it a few months.
I'd say for me,
Feel
it's
that.
usually just becomes like out of boredom, or
Yeah.
like not boredom, but laziness. Like
yeah, I feel like you like sometimes are
uh,
rocking like November. You had a pretty thick.
yeah,
beard
I was
at the
I was
end.
doing the no shave November.
Well, if
thing,
you,
but-
at least how I always feel is if I have the same haircut for a while, or facial hair, like if I just look the same for too long, I don't like it. I'm just like, what the heck?
Oh
you know?
yeah, I
you wanna
like.
keep the people on their feet.
I know
Yeah.
you guys do that. You guys do like
We
the
both do
drastic
that.
haircuts.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
true.
like to, stay level. I don't do any. I don't want people to say like, "Whoa, haircut," you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I always get that.
But
Oh.
well, you know what they should say? Whoa, episode 8 haircuts. That was a good one.
I do get that probably just about.
Yeah, just strictly every time you get a haircut.
That was
Yeah.
a fun episode.
That was good.
All right, but it's another fun episode. This is an episode we've been talking about doing for a long time.
Very long
Mhm.
time.
Sandwiches,
Wow.
folks at home. Sandwiches in a hobby, challenge, or activity. It's a food group. I would argue that sandwiches are one of my hobbies.
Yeah, I'd say
At least interests.
eating. All right, this might be a stretch. I'd say eating is an activity. You know, you go to a nice restaurant, go to
Sure,
cooking or making your own. Hey, sandwiches falls under that umbrella.
Yeah.
And we have been saying 2018. Hey, year of the activity.
We're starting off
The
strong.
year of the loose hobbies. The year of
That
the,
was 2017.
yeah.
All right, enough.
Yeah.
You're feeding the haters, for Christ's
That's
sake.
true.
So in this episode, we're gonna run down. I know I said top 30 at the beginning, but we're
Yeah.
really just doing 15 sandwiches.
Oh, yeah, I feel like we should mention what we were doing earlier today.
Yeah, I was gonna
Maybe
say,
like a little teaser.
Sure.
Let's talk sandwiches in our life. Earlier, about 20 minutes ago, we were at Subway sandwiches eating a couple footlongs.
Yeah.
Any
it was pretty
thoughts?
good. I actually went with the 6-inch because
Ugh.
I know we're gonna be eating a little more later on pod.
Yeah, we
No
are.
spoilers
Save
there.
that later.
I kept it simple.
I think that's
Yeah.
A classic
insane.
turkey.
I think that's insane of you to order a 6-inch at Subway.
I'm just not too hungry.
That's a little weird, right?
But then I think because the foot long is like the better value.
Yeah.
You know, so if it's like, it's cheaper. But I also did get conned into buying 2 cookies instead
Yeah,
of the
that was
one.
That was funny. The guy told Chris that the price, or it was like Chris was like, "Oh, could I have 1 cookie?" And the guy was like, "It's cheaper if you buy 2." But obviously, he meant it's
Cheaper
cheaper
value.
if you. It's cheaper
He's
per
a great
price
salesman.
per cookie.
Yeah,
And Chris fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. He
Yeah.
bought the whole thing.
I bought all the cookies.
And he
Is
was-
it cheaper if you buy all of them?
It was
And then he
free.
Bought them all.
An annoying thing. If I was gonna
Yeah.
write a Yelp
Yeah,
review,
this
this
is a
thing
weird
would get
Subway
1
experience.
star. I ordered 2 sandwiches, one for me and one to split with you guys later in this podcast.
Well, there's secrets out there.
I didn't say what it was.
Okay.
And he was like, one of them had to be toasted, one of them did not. And I wanted a cold sandwich, which
Mhm.
I think is normal. It's a fine thing to do.
Yeah.
I got a spicy Italian. You could have that.
Yeah.
You don't need to toast that.
Yeah.
And so he was like, toasted? And I said, no. And he goes, well, this one has to be. I was like, oh, yeah, toast that one, of course. Don't be mad. Leave the other one cold. And he goes, come on. It's no big
He's
deal.
like, hey, we do them both together. It's
and
fine.
I was like, no, it's fine. Don't toast it. Next thing I know, he's putting both of them in the oven.
I think he thought that you were like taxing him, like it was gonna be like so much work for him to toast it.
Yeah,
You're like,
but-
no, I wouldn't ever
That's,
make.
that's
you do
such
that.
a ridiculous assumption. Like,
Yeah.
When you just want
He's
a
like-
cold sandwich.
He's like, I promise, it's it's
Yeah.
so easy.
Yeah, but that's not what I care about.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was very funny. You were being kind of like, you were like, not this time. He was like,
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like him. to be
Yeah.
honest.
It was another thing that was weird is like I was like the last one to pay for my stuff, and then he was like, "Oh, for here," and because I saw you guys go to a table, I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess for here." And he's like, "Oh, we're closing soon," and I was like, "Oh, what time do you close?" He's like 6, and I was like, "It's 5:45." Like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
like we'll be all right. And then he was like, "Oh, sorry, it's totally fine. It's totally fine." I'm like, "Well, why are you like bringing
Yeah,
it up?
that's
Now you're
annoying.
making me feel
That's
kind
so
of guilty."
annoying.
Like,
I hate
Especially-
when people do that.
Yeah.
When people fake being nice, but
Yeah.
really they're just doing it to
Yeah,
like get
it was-
their initiative
yeah,
it
across.
was weird. It was weird.
especially after not telling us that it was closing. It.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
is
also
weird.
Yeah.
I looked at this. I'm pretty sure it said New Year's hours, 8 p.m. I don't know.
And
Another
either
thing-
way, like
an-
he's fine bringing it up. Say you're closing at 6. Like that's not a mean thing to say.
Yeah,
he didn't have
yeah.
to say like, just kidding. Like,
It's fine.
Just,
I'll toast it. It's whatever.
yeah. You wanted that toasted? You want those cookies toasted? Chris?
That would have been
ooh,
great.
That would have been good.
Ooh.
We should have done that.
Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Dang. All right. Any other sandwich talk you guys wanted to have before we get into this?
That's it. Just call the
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Okay,
All right, see you
good.
guys.
You guys want to eat this sandwich about a Subway off mic? All right, so we're gonna run down 15. So there's a article we were reading. It's on the Thrillist website. So we kind of based this episode off that. But we're only doing 15 sandwiches. This is what they consider the top 15 sandwiches of all time. Then, of course, we'll do a little unsung heroes section at the end,
Mm-hmm.
and any other sandwiches that you guys want to bring up. Of course, we'll talk about them.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 15, the Italian. That's a pretty standard
It's a
sandwich,
pretty
right?
standard. Yeah, pretty good. I'm a
Nice.
fan of it.
That's basically what I got it. You got that too at Subway today, right?
Oh yeah, spicy
Spicy
Italian.
Italian.
But doesn't the Italian have like? No, I guess that is what I don't
think
know.
an
I picture
Italian
the
is-
Italian as like a cold sandwich. Like, oh, I'll have an Italian.
You're
sub.
telling me. That's why I said no toasted. Well, I picture the Italian as just like miscellaneous.
Here's
cold
my
cuts.
Yeah.
my
There you go,
definition of Italian: a bunch of red meat,
Yeah, like salty meats.
salty
you know?
red meat.
Yeah, one thing I'll say real quick, which has happened for most hobbies that we do, is that somehow two of us are just insanely into the hobby. For Alex and Chris are really into coffee randomly, stuff like that.
Sandwiches.
And I don't know. I'm sure there's ones that I've been into. Me and Alex are really into Rubik's cubing. Chris and
Yeah.
I fantasy football. Well, you weren't even there for that one, so
Yeah,
you
thank
really
God.
hated that. But this is another prime example. Chris and Alex could just talk about sandwiches for
All
a
right,
long
well,
time.
I would say this is a little different because it's like you know what we're talking about. We can't get so
Yeah,
deep
yeah.
into it that you
Yeah.
like
Oh.
don't understand.
I don't know. I mean, earlier you guys were listing up like 5 different sandwiches by
The
like
muffaletta?
pen name. Yeah, the muffaletta, the Cuban, the porchetta. I
Andrew
don't know.
hadn't heard of a peanut butter jelly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
he said a PB and who?
Yeah,
sounds
I'd
pretty
say,
good. Though.
I will say, like, a sandwich is probably one of my favorite foods.
All right. Well, let's also run down. Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. I think it's my favorite food.
It's my favorite.
I think it's
yeah.
my
You
favorite
can't
food.
say a sandwich is your favorite food.
It's my favorite genre.
Get the heck out of here, man. We're the hobbyists.
whatever.
You don't think you could say a sandwich is your favorite?
No,
My
like,
favorite
yeah,
genre.
yeah,
It's your
yeah,
favorite
if
food
someone
genre.
asked me what
Okay.
my favorite food is, I wouldn't say
it's
sandwich.
literally like the like essay structure. Like you need the meat. Like
Some people say
like
pasta.
what's the meat? You're just talking. Sandwich is literally just saying I like
Yeah,
something
that's
in between
true.
bread.
But you don't see. You don't have the love for
what's the
sandwiches. You don't have the love for sandwiches like Chris and I. Like,
Oh my god.
oh my God, what? Okay.
Because I'd say people say, yeah, I don't know. Because you're right. Like a classic favorite food would be like pizza. Or like maybe a specific type of sandwich, but maybe not. I don't
Yeah.
know. Not a lot of people.
But that's I know. But favorite genre.
Because if
is
someone told me
probably
their favorite
sandwich.
food was like a turkey sandwich, I'd be like,
Yeah.
this guy's a creep.
You're right.
But that, I don't know. But that, like, my favorite pizza is cheese pizza. Does that make me a creep?
No, that's fine.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Well, you
Yeah,
are a
but-
creep, but unrelated.
Yeah, that's not what makes you the creep. All right. So number 15, the Italian. Oh, yeah. Also, we should say if we've had these sandwiches before.
Oh, yeah.
I think we've all had an
Plenty
Italian.
of Italians.
yeah.
I'd say I like the idea of saying like, yeah, some soprasset,
Yeah.
some capriccio.
I feel like we should have watched like all of The Sopranos before doing this episode.
Pretty good show.
All right.
From what I've seen.
Number 14. Now, this on the Thrillist list was number 50, and I jumped it all the way up to number 14. That's how unjust
Oh,
this
so
was.
you reordered this list?
yeah.
Just a
like-
few. I switched out. Number 14. The French dipped sandwich.
Mm.
What was that?
Oh, my God. How are we even
This
doing
guy
this
is an
episode?
amateur.
Did you even do this? Did you study beforehand?
I didn't know this was going to be a test.
Little au jus?
A little jus.
Au jus?
Oh, is this like a fondue sandwich?
No, it's au jus.
Just because it rhymes. It doesn't-
Well,
Is this like a
you said
hairdo?
French dip. You said French dip. Like you dip it in.
It's a Scooby-Doo.
somewhere.
It's like a, do you know what au jus is?
It is like a dip.
Is
It's like
is
a,
that cheese?
No,
Oh
it's
my God. I can't do this episode.
I don't know.
It's like a thin gravy. I would
yeah,
Okay.
like
call
a
it.
brothy type of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like a broth.
nasty.
And you
Um,
take a like a roast beef sandwich,
Mhm.
Okay.
and you dip it in that, and then put that in
Get
your
all the
mouth.
juices going.
So yeah,
Is
there's
that what a French dip sandwich
Yeah.
is? Okay.
so this is one of the reasons why it's unjust to have it top 50. This is a sandwich that brings a whole nother. There's a whole nother step to just eating it.
Yeah.
Most sandwiches, the order of operations is grab and bite.
Sure.
This one is grab, dip, and bite. A whole new step. That's insane for a sandwich.
Are you saying that's good or bad?
I think that's great.
I did too. I think.
Revolutionary to the sandwiches.
Yeah, because I think now that I think about it, eating a like a turkey sandwich and dipping it into a little mustard or something, that sounds
Mhm.
fine.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's better to just have it on it.
Yeah, I was
but
gonna say, but
I don't know.
I think the thing with the French dip, the thing with the French dip is
is
the
you can't really.
the au jus. It's not fondue. That's the thing. If it was fondue, you could just put it on because fondue is thick.
Yeah.
Au jus is like
Makes it.
it's
soggy.
runny. It would
Yeah.
soak into the bread too much.
This sounds nasty. To be honest, I
You
don't
don't
want this.
like the
at
I
all.
will
French
say
dip?
I've only had a French dip once.
It sounds like you're just making the bread soggy. That's not.
That's
good.
kind of yeah. You are, but you don't have to hold on to. You don't hold on to it. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
but still, it's my tongue's holding on to it.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
That's good though. All right, whatever. So you've never had a French dip?
I've never had it.
I've had one, and I'll say I'm not a roast beef fanatic.
I would agree with that probably.
It's probably
I do like roast beef.
I don't even know if roast beef cracks my top 10.
Well,
deli meats.
here's what I was thinking about this at Subway. I think the like turkey and roast beef are like the most boring meats you could have, and those are like the most popular meats that you put on a sandwich.
That's true.
Yeah.
Turkey, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's pointless. There's like no flavor to
Yeah.
it. Whereas you have a sandwich like even the Italian or like some salami or something like that. There's like some excitement to these meats, you know.
Mm.
I feel like it's like a schoolboy thing to do is have a turkey sandwich.
Yeah.
But when you graduate to the next level of sandwiches, you're like, why would I want turkey?
What about like bologna? I feel like that's.
See,
a,
bologna is like that's a thinking man's
I
sandwich.
feel like that's like hated on. It's like bland. you
Yeah,
know, like,
it's
ugh.
kind of like plasticky. I think it's mostly plastic.
No, I think there's some taste to a bologna.
Yeah, I'm
Uh-oh.
not, I'm
You
not
guys
crazy
are
about
thinking
it.
Oscar Mayer,
Yeah,
BOLOOGNA or whatever.
Sure.
However you say it.
something like that.
All right, number 13,
Yes.
the Cuban.
There we go.
I have never had this sandwich.
So these guys were saying they didn't know much about Cuban.
I don't
I'll
know
say-
what the Cuban
I'll
is.
say a Cuban is one of my favorite sandwiches.
Yeah, you said that because I was going to take it off the list,
Yeah, it's good. It's
and then you said, Alex,
Jesus.
keep it on.
I think it usually is a ham and pork. It's like two separate
Yeah.
pig.
Well,
things,
that's
I
another
guess.
thing is
That's kind of interesting.
that's another like the sandwiches get better and better when you start combining meats.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah, especially when you do it right. So you got that. You got a nice yellow mustard, and you got some pickles on a fresh baguette. Whew.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
they'll usually, press it.
That
It's
sounds
nice
pretty
and
good.
a
warm.
yellow mustard like a French's.
Yeah.
We're not talking like a Dijon. I
Not a
guess.
Dijon. Usually standard yellow.
I'm
But
not a big fan of that in my sandwiches, to be honest.
very good. I had a good one from a food truck. I went to this thing, Smorgasbord, it's called, in Los Angeles, where they have a bunch of food trucks.
Sure.
And
Wait, it's like a street.
No, well, it's kind of like a food festival, I guess. Like
Okay.
a bunch of food trucks come together.
Smorgasbord, it's
A
called.
smorgasbord of trucks. And there was one that just had Cuban sandwiches. Whew, I went for
Wow.
it. Very good.
I gotta try one then.
Yeah, worth it.
Because I've always seen them on the list, but like, I've always been like, I don't think I would love that.
I think, yeah, that's the interesting thing about sandwiches is you kind of get stuck into your, like, I have, like,
Yeah.
probably 4 variations that I typically go to.
Right, because it's like a meal.
It's like I'm saying, I'm never going to order a roast beef because it doesn't crack my top
Right.
10, top 20. I don't know.
Certainly doesn't crack my top 50 meats.
Yeah.
You know?
It's sad.
Do you think there are 50 meats?
I hope
Let's not do the podcast on that.
Save it for our meat episode.
All right. Number 12. I told you guys earlier, number 12 might end the
You said there was
podcast.
going to be
here.
controversy
Yeah.
in this list.
Number 12, the lobster roll.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think about this?
Well, I will say definitely a sandwich.
Definitely a sandwich.
Is that
yeah.
what you think?
I
the
just think it's
controversy
controversial to be this high on the list,
is? Mm.
and because I would say it's not.
It's
It's questionable that it's a sandwich. It is a sandwich.
It's
I would
it's
say
just
a
more
sandwich.
like, what do you, I don't know. Do you put condiments on a
I think
lobster roll?
it's like a
think it's
tuna
probably not.
salad sandwich, but it has to just be like lobster salad.
Yeah.
Like
There's
so
a
the
little
condiments are
mayo
kind of
it.
built in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what exactly. So
And there's different styles
that might be
too.
controversial to put
There's
it
like
that
a-
high for that.
There's like a New England lobster roll, right? Or I think like
Yeah.
Rhode Island and Connecticut have different kind of lobster rolls
I
or
don't
something.
even know.
These are good. I have had lobster
Yeah, lobster rolls
pretty
are really
frequently.
good,
But they're
They
also
are
wicked expensive. I mean, I guess
insanely expensive, yeah.
lobsters in
and they're
general,
always
but
small. They're always
Yeah,
like
yeah.
way too small for what
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I think lobster is kind of overrated for what it is.
One of the most overrated meats.
Yeah.
Worse than roast beef.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
Yeah.
crack my top 60 of meats.
I don't know. I think lobster is either way too much work if you're actually like
Yeah.
doing the lobster yourself, and then I'm so bad at it I only get like a third of the meat out.
I just think it's like it's good. I don't mean to say it's bad. It's just like
No, it's bad.
it's regarded as this like luxury,
Yeah.
and I always just eat it, and I'm like, okay.
Like the other day, I was at a restaurant. I ordered a lobster, and you know how when you have like a really like fancy, cool meal, the waiter brings out that silver
Oh,
platter
yeah,
with like
with the
big
lid on it, the
yeah,
big lid.
Opens it up. It's like the tiniest thing I've ever
Yeah.
seen. It's
This
like
is a
he
dang
was playing
shrimp.
a prank on me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that isn't. Maybe it was a prank. That's
Yeah.
a pretty good prank.
You know, then he said, I got you. I pranked you.
It's a lobster
Danced
roll.
around and then came out with a lobster roll. That was
So
good.
I would say lobster roll as 12 is wrong.
Yeah, I'd
I
say
don't like it on 12.
I spend a good amount of time in the Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and they're big on like the lobster roll
Yeah.
type thing. But if I'm at like a seafood shack kind of place, I'd much rather have like some fried clams or
yeah,
like
fish and chips. or
sometimes they
something.
do like you can get like a clam roll. Like that's so much more filling than a lobster roll.
I would argue. I don't know if I've ever had a clam roll.
Yeah.
I would argue that part of the reason why the lobster roll is that high on the list is because it's got like that nostalgia to it.
Mm.
Or like
I
people
do like
people
lobster
associate
rolls.
it with summer, and everyone loves
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's-
So it's like
That's fair.
just like a feel
Wait,
good
but
time.
you said that you don't agree with it at 12, but so did you put the French
I put the
sandwich
French dip at
at 14?
14, yeah.
So did you just decide to like take the top 15 and then replace number 14 with number 50?
Yeah,
Actually?
kind of.
More or less.
Is that wrong?
Did you even read the article?
Well, hold on. Do you want to hear? Do you want to see what I'll pull it up. God,
No, I'm just
no,
curious.
this is
'cause-
insane that you're making me do this.
well, I
on pod.
thought that you
What do you want? The Dagwood to be in the top 15?
Sandwiches
God.
are this man's hobby.
It should be.
I'd do
Oh,
a
you know what?
sandwich.
Oh, you know what I took out was the porchetta
Oh yeah, because
because we've never had it,
Yeah.
and the French dip deserves to be in the top 15,
Yeah.
if not the top 1.5. You know, it's
Mhm.
one of the greatest sandwiches.
Okay. All right.
Number 11, Andrew, you'll like this one. This is a schoolboy sandwich. The ham sandwich. What?
I will
No.
say, Alex, you are someone who orders a ham sandwich every now and then.
Hey, wait. What is this? What is happening?
I have seen you order multiple ham sandwiches. You're the only person I've ever seen go to somebody get a ham sandwich.
I get a ham sandwich at Subway. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's usually inexpensive.
That
and
sounds
it's,
so bad.
and it's safe. It's like
It's ham.
I don't know. I don't want to go to Subway and get like a sandwich that I respect.
No,
'Cause
that makes
it's
sense.
It's
That makes
going to be a
sense, yeah.
much worse version.
Right.
That's fair.
So I'll go for like the middle where it's hard to mess up.
Yeah.
Chris. So don't call me out on
I will
this.
say Subway. Sometimes I'll get a turkey and ham. I think ham is good along with other meats.
Other meats, yeah.
But I think
I
for
was
the
going to say
ham-
I don't love ham sandwiches, but I do. You're right. I do like a ham
You do
sandwich at
order them
Subway.
every time.
I didn't order it today though.
No, you didn't.
Except that when he was putting the meat on for the he was-
Scrap that and just put on it.
I thought there was gonna be ham, and I was upset when he did not put ham on it.
that's
To
true.
be
That's
honest.
true.
Um,
But you could also do like a toasted ham and cheese type situation.
See, I honestly don't like toasted sandwiches that much, which maybe is a hot take, but like, I feel like it ruins.
Yeah.
I'll toast the bread.
Yeah.
I'll have toasted bread and like cold
Okay.
meats and cheese.
Yeah.
But I don't love
Hot take,
like
I think.
yeah, it probably is because the guy at Subway like demanded I toast it. But like you guys ever have a tuna melt?
Yeah, that's.
I don't like tuna.
I'm not
Actually,
crazy about tuna.
I don't think I've ever had tuna. I'll be honest.
Tuna fish.
Like never. I don't
Tuna
think I've
fish?
ever had it. Like
Wow.
there's been food that has grossed me out my whole life.
Ooh.
Soup, tuna, pickles.
You've never had soup?
I know, but what I'm saying is that eventually I overcame
Okay.
that.
But tuna
Just never tuna. Oh,
I still
boy.
don't like soup, but I did try it.
You're not-
I've never tried tuna and don't plan on it.
You're not
Yeah.
gonna like the number one sandwich then.
Oh no.
Oh, jeez.
Tuna sandwich with a side of soup.
But I will say
Not
I'm
really.
not.
With
I'm also
pickles.
not like a grilled cheese fanatic. Like
Really?
Like I get when you say like a toasted sandwich. Did you just look at?
Yeah, grilled cheese.
I just caught Alex checking his lips.
It's
as he was
coming.
saying it. Oh, is it?
What
Wait,
is- what is-
now
Oh,
so
GC?
but you like a grilled ham and cheese?
I think I've decided I prefer a sub over a toasted sandwich like that. Something
You
like
prefer
than like a grilled.
you prefer a sub that's
He's
I
saying
prefer a sub
He
over.
preferred the ham sandwich at Subway
Yeah.
over a like actually right over
I
a
think
grilled
so. Yeah.
cheddar
honestly.
cheese. Yeah.
Dang, you think you could go to Subway and get a grilled cheese?
If you know the right people. I used to
Order 2 personal pizzas and smush them together.
because I used to be a very picky eater as a child. I didn't really like meat until I was like 11 or 12.
Really?
And I would go into Subway and say, just give me a cheese,
Just a cheese sandwich?
maybe some lettuce.
I used to do that too.
Dang,
but
my
I started liking meat earlier than 11 or 12, but yeah.
just cheese and lettuce?
no. When I was
I think so.
That's insane.
I
maybe,
remember-
maybe some other.
one time
some other
when I was on vacation at McDonald's, I just got
you went on a vacation to
no.
McDonald's. No, just kidding.
It was like
The
a
dang
quick
ball
thing.
fit.
It was probably like traveling, but yeah, I got like cheese and bun. Isn't that insane?
That's a grilled cheese.
Yeah.
But it was just like
so you
not
you
grilled,
made
I
your
think.
own sandwich at McDonald's.
Yeah,
That's
when I was a little
rare.
It's one of those
Yeah.
rare off the menu orders.
Yeah. My dad used to make us heated cheese, it's called, which is just it's like a grilled cheese, but the bread is not the bread wasn't like grilled, I guess.
Mhm.
I don't know how to
He's a
I
professional
don't know how to
chef.
describe it. They're good though. But I like a grilled cheese. I think grilled cheese is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
no spoilers.
Number 11 is ham sandwich. It's not.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
It's not.
we've got
It's not
sidetracked.
heated cheese for God's sakes.
Oh, I thought you said heated cheese.
Yeah. See, I was gonna say I think the ham sandwich does not deserve to be that close to the top 10.
Mhm.
But as you were saying, I ordered it a lot. Like, it's like a safe sandwich to get, so I
Yeah.
could see that. Number 10. This is a good sandwich. The Gobbler.
Mm.
Post Thanksgiving
Gobbler's good.
sandwich.
I'm a fan of the gobbler.
Honestly, after Thanksgiving this year, like what does the gobbler have? Like cranberry sauce, turkey,
stuffing.
Don't get me started on cranberry sauce. But yeah, turkey, stuffing.
Okay.
See, I would rather put gravy on it than cranberry sauce.
See, when I'm doing it, sometimes I'll go off the book and throw some corn on there. Just
That's
whatever.
good. I
Yeah,
like that a
anything you
lot.
can find.
Oh, I like that a lot.
some green bean
like
casserole,
Like
who
some
knows?
cream, some cream casserole. But yeah, that would
Right?
be
It
awesome.
works, yeah.
Like cream corn as like a condiment on a sandwich is a great idea. Like Andrew's
It's
shaking his head, like he's
I'm
judging us.
just like you could just name any Thanksgiving food. Like, oh, I put on the squash. I put on the
I would-
mashed
honestly,
potatoes.
little
like-
little chocolate cream pie as the
Yeah.
bread.
But like no, but I was saying that after Thanksgiving this year, I had, I guess not like the gobbler in full sandwich form, but just Thanksgiving leftovers in general, including like a
All right.
gobbler-esque sandwich. It was
Okay.
so good. It
I
was,
was gonna
it
say,
was great.
and you could the beautiful thing about the gobbler is you could freestyle it.
Mhm.
Like as long as it's what you had the night
Exactly,
before
exactly.
for Thanksgiving.
The essence of
I
it.
would almost say like just the leftover sandwich is a great sandwich.
Yeah,
Like you
I would
have
agree.
food the day before
Yeah.
and you bring it home and you make a sandwich
Mm.
out of it.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
What do you think about having like a Thanksgiving the gobbler on a different time of the year?
I think it's fun.
I'm okay with it.
I'll
Christmas
order
in
it.
July style.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that actually.
I'll order it from a lot of places. Will have it.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever make my own. That seems like too much work.
Yeah.
Just except for the day
Except
after
for Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Now I ordered. I think you were there for this, Chris. I don't know if you were, Andrew. I ordered a gobbler from a restaurant a few weeks ago, and I thought it was a sandwich, but it turned out to be a wrap. So it was a
Oh,
gobbler
yeah,
wrap.
I had that too.
and honestly, I didn't love it.
Yeah, it's
like,
not
as
good.
I don't want the cranberry sauce
Honestly,
with like the tortilla.
Here, this might be a hot take, but I don't think wraps are nearly as good.
No.
like, every
Yeah.
time really.
Yeah.
Like the tortilla is just like.
I had a big wraps phase.
I think like I don't know. I think I like thicker wraps maybe,
Mhm.
but the thin tortilla just really doesn't,
Like a
doesn't
naan?
do it for me.
Like
Huh?
a naan bread.
Yeah,
Sometimes
yeah.
you can make that into
Exactly,
like a
yeah,
wrap. Like
yeah.
a hero.
Mm.
Hero.
A hero.
Huh?
Like it's a
Hero bread?
Um,
no, it's like a sub. Yeah.
what was I
like
gonna say?
like a gyro.
Yeah, isn't that how you pronounce it?
No, you
but
said it,
there's
you said
also
it
a
right.
hero.
I
Sandwich.
was thinking like Superman, Batman kind of.
Oh yeah, he does.
I was
He
completely
does love his gobblers.
on the other.
Yeah, I would. There are
Yeah.
some wraps. There are some like genres or flavors of sandwich. I don't know what you call it.
Genres.
Like a Caesar wrap, chicken Caesar wrap,
Mhm.
as a sandwich, I don't think would be as good as the wrap. But most
Yeah.
of the time,
Agreed.
it's better as a
Yes.
whatever
Yeah.
it is going to
Yes.
be better as a sandwich.
Yes.
Like I've never once liked a grilled cheese wrap. You know,
That would be
or as I
weird.
call them, quesadillas.
Oh, wait, yeah.
I do like quesadillas. All right. So I think that's a good 10 is the gobbler. This is
Yeah.
the top 10
Yeah.
now. Number 9, pulled pork sandwich.
All right, there we go.
I think it's a great sandwich.
See, pulled pork for some reason I like always want to like it, but I'm never super enamored by it. I think
Really?
it's the texture.
I was
really,
just gonna
yeah.
say, like, I could see people being off put by
It's
like
a little
yeah.
like chewy.
the fact that it's like
yeah.
literally like as destroyed an animal could be, and then you're eating it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like to
literally pulled
make.
apart.
That's one of my favorite things to make is pulled pork. And
Yeah,
then
little
throw it in the
crock pot
crock pot
action.
all day.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Put some
that's
coleslaw
good.
in there.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, coleslaw and
coleslaw
pulled
is a
pork
must
is
in
such
the
a great
sandwich, I think,
combo.
Yeah,
I think the pulled pork is like a comfort food to me. I
yeah,
think
I
like
agree.
it just
See,
It's
you
so
know what I'm
easy to
realizing
make.
now is that I feel like pulled pork also makes the bread soggy, and I really don't like
it
that.
does.
Mm.
It does.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
need
you
good
know what?
bread.
You need a
like
good
ciabatta,
bread.
like a
Yeah, almost
like
a
almost like a crunchy ciabatta.
because
Mm.
I've
A
had like
little crunch.
I've eaten them on like a roll, but the roll has way too much air in it, kind of. So
Yeah.
it's like falling apart as I eat.
That's
By
it.
the end, it's just like it's like a handful of pulled pork I'm eating.
yeah.
At that point, it's
That's
not even a
nasty.
sandwich. You know,
Yeah, take that off.
I'm
the
trying to
top
dip. I'm trying to dip this thing in some au jus. I mean, that's not happening. I'll tell you that.
10. Ugh. But yeah, pulled pork's pretty good. I
Yeah,
think
solid sandwich.
I also think it's like barbecue pulled pork. I don't know if that's like always how they are, but I think that's really good.
I would argue that pulled pork without coleslaw would not be in the top 10, but pulled pork with coleslaw
I
deserves
think,
its
I
top
think
10
it's.
spot.
I think it's one of the most
It adds that much to a
necessary.
sandwich.
You call coleslaw a condiment in this case, I guess.
Ooh, yeah, I guess
know.
topping maybe.
But yeah,
guess
I think
condiment.
it's like the most important topic.
Fixing? Is it a fixing?
Sure.
Fixin?
Yeah.
Fixin? What, Andrew?
Christmas is over, dude.
All right. No, number 8. This could be the end of the podcast.
Oh man.
The grilled cheese sandwich.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
I love a
I'll say
grilled
I have
cheese
no hate.
sandwich.
I think it's a nostalgic sandwich. I
This
think
might have
I
been
ate it
one-
a lot growing up.
This honestly might have been one that I put in the list myself. Let me check. I think the grilled cheese is like a terrific sandwich,
Yeah.
especially if you use like good cheese.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's just
Oh no, 8 is a grilled cheese on the list. Thank God.
Well, here's my thing. I will always prefer a quesadilla to a grilled cheese. I think.
Really? Yeah, I would
thinking
strongly
about it.
disagree with
I don't
that.
know. Well,
Mm, yeah,
I don't know.
Quesadilla, you have the extra like benefit of you could dip it in like
That's
a
true.
delicious
I-
sauce.
I-
you
guess
could
grilled
do
cheese
a
you go like a tomato.
tomato
but like
soup.
grilled cheese is like I don't know. It's just like bread, you know. I don't know if that's that good. Like it does taste good,
Oh
but
yeah,
I mean
there's
like,
much better. It's like how I
just
said
kinda
that
like
turkey
bread
is like a
to bread.
boring
yeah.
meat. Grilled cheese really is like a kind of a boring sandwich, but
Yeah.
it's like the lobster roll. It's like nostalgic. It's like dang,
Yeah.
all right. This is
But what
good.
I was kind of talking about before is like, at what point does a grilled cheese become not a grilled cheese? Like,
well,
you do a grilled cheese with tomato.
that's
still
not a grilled cheese.
Oh,
It's not.
sorry.
There's strict rules
Yeah.
about the grilled cheese that I did not make this up. If you it's cheese, bread, and spread. That's
Yeah.
it. So you take your
Mm.
bread, you spread it with some butter or olive oil or whatnot. Put your cheese on it. If you put one GD slice of tomato on there, that's a dang melt at this point.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
fair.
a grilled cheese.
You know
Number
what I- you know
7,
what I-
the
well-
grilled cheese melt. Oh, sorry.
I would say I heard a rumor. People tell me you're supposed to use mayonnaise on the grilled cheese on the outside, and that makes the best grilled cheese.
Whoa.
I just had wait.
Because I'll tell you what I do when
Let
I
me-
make my grilled cheese
Yeah.
Let me collect
is
my
I
thoughts.
chop up some garlic
Ooh.
and I put that with my butter when I do it.
Yeah.
That's part of the spread.
bread, cheese, spread.
Okay, so
But that's like
that's fair.
garlic butter though, right? Which I
Yeah,
feel like
that's
should
fair. It
count,
makes like a
right? But
garlic
maybe
bread.
not.
when I was going to sorry, I was
You
deep
just-
I saw
racking
you
my
in a
mind, so
trance.
I don't know what you
Like,
said at all. But
Oh, cheese, bread, spread
but
everywhere.
I was actually just on vacation with my family, at, like visiting relatives, and we stopped at like a rest stop, and there was like a grilled cheese like
That's disgusting. I
place.
would never.
No,
oh,
it was like
a cheese boy or whatever it's called.
it wasn't that, but it was like
something
it
the
was
same.
like a
I
like a
thought you
hub.
meant when you said like stop at a restaurant. I thought you were like buying gas station
No,
grilled
no,
cheese.
no. It was like a real restaurant.
Yeah.
It was like a la Cheese Boy. And I got like a grilled cheese, but it was like it did not follow the rules. It had like chicken in it, which is kind of
melt.
weird. But it
Yeah,
was
that's
it was
not
a good
grilled
melt.
cheese.
But I remember the lady said like, "Do you want mayonnaise with that?" And I was like, "No, what? Like what?"
Dang.
But now Chris is mentioning like
Yeah.
that Is that like a thing? Like
I think on the outside it makes it a little crispier.
Oh, that
it's like
maybe that's what she was
it's
asking.
kind of like a fat like butter.
I would almost say
Same thing.
mayonnaise.
I was like shocked. I was like, what? No,
I think mayonnaise is a little bit overhated as a condiment.
No,
like,
but in grilled cheese,
Overhated.
I think that's.
I think
grilled cheese is insane.
No, but that's the thing.
I think that would be like unexpectedly good.
Oh
like
my
it
God.
sounds disgusting, but like,
just too much.
oh come on.
See, okay, I think that she's a bigger grilled cheese fan than me. Obviously, she worked there.
I thought you said cheese.
So she knew that like when she said, "Hey, do you want mayonnaise?" She knew
she didn't know she was speaking to an amateur.
Yeah, exactly. So she was thinking that, oh, he knows that I'm just talking about on the crust or whatever.
But you weren't.
But
You did
I
not
had
know.
no idea.
Yeah.
I was appalled. I said, just cancel
Dang.
that whole order.
Yeah. Throw in the
I
trash.
want to try that now. I don't really use
See, I don't
mayonnaise
buy
too much.
mayonnaise.
So wait,
yeah, I don't
so
have
you want
mayonnaise.
you want to try mayonnaise in the grilled cheese?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. What?
No, that's just like not what we were talking about. at
I'll
all,
use it
but-
as a dang au jus for my grilled cheese. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. No, that'd be cool. Report back.
You think that would be bad? Is mayonnaise in the grilled cheese?
See, I'm just
Mayonnaise,
not. I'm not
mayonnaise
crazy
needs
about
to be
mayonnaise.
on a cold sandwich. I think. I don't hot mayonnaise.
What?
Hot
What,
mayonnaise.
dude? Turkey, BLT for Christ's sake.
I have BLT's
Yeah.
cold. No.
You can have a hot.
All
I don't
right.
know now, actually.
No, I think you can, but
I don't think I
don't know.
guess I could see it. It sounds disgusting putting mayonnaise in grilled cheese, but
But I'm
like
sure it would just mix in with the cheese.
mayonnaise
It'd be a
is good.
gooey
Like
situation.
mayonnaise just tastes good anyway, so it's probably gonna be good. You know?
I like mayonnaise, but I can see why people don't like it.
Yeah,
I
could see
think
that.
me and
That's
Andrew
why I
just
think
gave each other a look like, yeah, he has a problem.
Me?
Yeah, dude.
What? In the grilled cheese? All I'm saying is like it's ridiculous to not give it a try.
No, yeah, that's probably.
You can't just say it's great. All right, it's called grilled cheese. Like that's disgusting and unnecessary. Like that's already a gross concept for a sandwich. Why not throw a little mayonnaise in there? Oh, don't look at me like that.
Yeah,
All right.
we'll talk after.
Yeah.
I'm just saying you should have a more open mind when it comes to sandwiches. Number 7, the banh mi. Also a sandwich I've never had.
Yeah, see,
I actually don't know what this is.
I fought to keep the sandwich on the
yeah,
list.
another one, and it was high up.
What is it, Chris?
I'm not really sure. No, I'm just kidding. It's so it's kind of like an
It's like the
Asian
name.
influenced sandwich, but
Yeah.
it's on like a French baguette roll type of thing. So it'll have some sort of like pork usually, and then like a slaw, but it's kind of like a Asian inspired slaw. Kind of like a sweet and sour, like a gingery type of sauce.
Ooh.
I feel like there's like daikon, whatever that is. You know,
Yeah, I
there's
don't
like
know
that
what
type
that
of
is.
vegetable. It's a great sandwich.
I feel like people that know it really like it,
Yeah.
and then other people like Andrew and myself just don't know it.
Yeah, there's
you
a
know?
local chain around here that does I think it's called Banh Mi.
Really?
In the restaurant, but it is pretty good.
Dang, I'm gonna have to try one. Maybe this
They
week
have
I'll
a
try
food
one.
truck, I think. Ooh, it's great.
All right, number 6. Ugh.
Oh, I will also say I one time went to a restaurant with 8 people, 8 coworkers, and they had a banh mi on the menu. 7 in a row ordered the banh mi.
Really?
The 8th mixed it up. Whew.
What'd he get?
I don't
she?
remember. But it was just everyone was very
Yeah.
disappointed.
Grilled cheese.
If I'm ever in a situation like that, I would absolutely continue the trend.
Yeah, you
have
almost
to.
almost always, unless I really hate.
Honestly,
the
if
meal.
7 out of 8, even if I've never
Yeah,
had the
right.
banh mi,
Yeah.
I would have to be like, dang,
especially if you've never had it. But
if
like
that's
if
that good, you gotta have it.
if you have had it and don't like it, I still might order it.
Bad.
I'm serious.
All right, number 6. Ugh, no one's gonna like this one. The roast beef sandwich.
Wah, wah.
No, pretty good, I think.
I don't love the roast beef sandwich. We
either.
said earlier it's like a boring.
Do you guys
meat.
know that roast beef is like a big thing in the North Shore of Massachusetts? Like,
Yeah, Kelly's roast beef.
yeah,
Isn't
I
that,
don't.
like a famous
Oh,
spot.
yeah,
I don't know if it
is,
started
isn't
there,
it?
but
That's
like the
weird.
North Shore has like like all the local restaurants, like in sub shops, they all do like roast beef sandwiches.
Because roast beef to me is just a worst French dip. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
What is typically on your standard roast beef sandwich? Do you even know, like barbecue sauce?
No, it's some no. There's some like they have mayonnaise actually.
I would say like mayonnaise, maybe oil and vinegar,
I think barbecue
lettuce,
sauce.
tomato.
I feel like I've seen that.
I feel like
before.
barbecue sauce makes it like another
One
sandwich.
time I had a roast beef sandwich with barbecue sauce and mayo.
Wow.
Oh God! Oh, I'm the freak here putting mayo on everything. That's disgusting.
You
Yeah.
want it in grilled cheese? I'll let the listeners
Something
decide.
about, I think roast beef.
Would you put barbecue sauce in your grilled cheese?
That might be good.
Maybe,
Yeah, I would. So why would it be different than just another condiment? I'm not saying I like it. I've never had it. I'm just saying like I would give it a chance.
All right.
I don't know.
You can
Oh
only
no,
eat so
I'm
many
getting
sandwiches.
mad. I knew one of these would end the podcast.
I don't know. I think roast beef though, just always as like a kid, I just looked at it and was like,
I didn't like it as a
"Ew,
kid at
that
all."
looks gross. Like,
And it depends on it. I guess it depends. If I'm just getting roast beef from like the supermarket and making a sandwich out of that, it's bad. That's not gonna be
yeah.
good.
don't do it.
If I buy it from somewhere else, I'm sure it'll be.
be
A
Can we
better
quick and really?
sandwich.
Do you guys buy deli meats?
I did today.
Really?
I
Preparation for this
usually
podcast.
don't. No,
Mm.
I don't like it
rarely
'cause,
do
like,
though.
I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I can't portion it right. Where like I always almost use it up like in like 2 sandwiches,
Mm.
and I just don't like handling it, and it's just annoying. Like I'd prefer to just make like a PB&J or an almond butter and J
Mm.
instead of like deli meat sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say my problem is I never know how much to buy, and it's weird to buy like, because in my head when I want a
Can
sandwich,
I have 4 pounds of turkey?
yeah, I want like a fun like a turkey and ham and
Yeah.
salami, but I can't buy like 4 different. That's insane.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Because like when I was a kid, we used to always have deli meat because there's we're feeding
Bunch of
five,
you,
five
yeah.
of us, so it's you can buy a bunch of meat.
right, exactly.
But me now, I don't bring sandwiches to work for
Yeah.
lunch, so when am I gonna eat it?
I don't. I did today because I was hankering for a sandwich.
Mm.
But usually I'll just buy a sandwich. I don't buy
Yeah.
because you're right. Unless I'm planning on
yeah.
having like 7 straight days of turkey, ham, and salami sandwiches,
Yeah.
and then I'm just gonna get sick of it.
Because I don't typically buy a ton of bread either. I try to like
Yeah.
stay away from carbs when possible, but that makes it so I can't eat sandwiches
Yeah,
Exactly.
unless
best-
I buy them.
the
and
best food of
sandwiches
them
are
all.
expensive. It's stupid.
sandwiches are expensive, but
I'm buying.
sometimes
You know what? 2018, I'm buying bread again.
sometimes you find a sandwich a place that sells like cheap but really good sandwiches, and it's like, ugh, this is the best, right, Andrew?
Yeah, I guess so.
He disagrees. This is insane.
He's actually never had a sandwich before.
All right, number 5. Now we're getting to the top 5.
Okay.
Wow.
These are all just, man,
Good.
such good sandwiches. Number 5, the parms. Chicken
Mm.
parm sandwich, veal parm sandwich, even eggplant parm, if you will.
All
Ooh,
yeah,
love it.
really good. So I think this might be my number 1. Like this is like my go-to. Kind
Chicken parm is, I think, one of the best sandwiches of all time.
It's
Like,
great.
It's so good.
With some good mozz on it.
Yeah,
Ooh.
little mozz. Get some tomato sauce on there. Ugh.
A little mayonnaise.
Good bread.
Probably
Maybe.
not.
Honestly,
Oh my
probably.
You ever have veal parm? I don't think I've ever had it.
Not on a sandwich.
So you kinda-
I'm upset about this mayonnaise thing.
well, I'll say I don't
Can't keep
really like
harping on
mayonnaise.
You don't
Yeah,
like
I would
mayonnaise?
never put
Lisa?
mayonnaise on a
Look,
sandwich.
let's just say this. Are you saying that you'd be interested in trying mayonnaise on a chicken parm?
No, I mean, that would be bad. Probably.
Okay. Dude.
But like, if someone said it was unexpectedly good, I would probably be like, I believe that.
Very gullible. Guess what? I have something to tell you. Mayonnaise on chicken parm is terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah.
No, last time I made a chicken parm, I made it with garlic bread as the bread.
Oh, was
Oh,
that
that
when you?
sounds-
Was
How
that
about
when you
that
sent,
for the life
me? I
hack?
think you sent me a Snapchat of a beautiful chicken parm.
Yeah, it was so
yeah,
good.
yeah,
That was like
yeah.
one of the best days of my life. Not a joke. It was awesome.
Well, you also got married that night.
Yeah. Yeah, and I decided I'll drop this knowledge right now for everyone. As I was making that sandwich, I realized I love doing this. Like this is great. Like I'm making a delicious chicken parm sandwich and then I'm gonna eat it. What? I'm not done.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is great.
You're not gonna just frame it and hang it up.
2018 for me is gonna be the year of the sandwich. And I've
Wow.
decided every month I'm gonna dedicate to creating the best sandwich.
I love that.
So January might be the chicken parm. I'm not sure yet, and I'm gonna find out. And then
Mhm.
one day I'm gonna put some time aside. I'm gonna make a delicious sandwich and make it. February, a whole other sandwich. March, my favorite sandwich. We'll get there. I don't know the others yet, but I gotta come up with 12 sandwiches.
Why do you know what March is?
You didn't
I know what
that
March
either.
because it's my birthday month, so I want the best sandwich to be on my birthday. That's a good idea. That's not insane.
Your birthday's early in March, though. You're gonna have to do it like, in
That's
like 2
fine.
days.
Doesn't matter.
Pick
I have
it
good
up.
time management.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I will say we talked about it on another podcast, but my roommate spent a lot of time dedicating
Yeah.
time to making the perfect Reuben.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so exciting to watch.
I'm gonna have to hit him
Wait,
up.
so are you going to just make it once, like, or are you gonna like research and then make it, or like
Yeah.
are you gonna do a bunch of trials?
I'm gonna just make one
Okay.
perfect sandwich.
Okay,
But I probably won't do trials. I feel like that's weird.
that would be a lot of work.
I think that's too much.
Like,
I
but
don't
I
have
guess
that kind of time.
if like I said, you got to buy like a decent amount of meat. You know, probably enough for 2 sandwiches.
Oh, that's well,
We'll
probably
see.
yeah. When I did the chicken parm, I had multiple sandwiches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
But yeah, I'm gonna make one sandwich every month. That's gonna
cool.
be the
I'm into
perfect sandwich.
All right.
Maybe I'll make a banh mi for God's sakes. Who
Yeah.
knows? All right. Yeah, but the chicken parm sandwich is what inspired that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Number 4. Any predictions? We're getting to the top 5 now. Or the top.
I'm not
few.
sure.
I don't want to spoil it.
The Reuben.
All right.
Yes.
God's favorite sandwich.
Here's what I'll say. Hot take. I'm not crazy about
I know.
Reuben.
Chris doesn't. Have you had a Reuben, Andrew?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
We got
two
him.
love the
We got him
Reubens.
when we were disc golfing.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
you're right. You're right. I know Andrew doesn't like. I mean, Chris doesn't like the Reuben.
I'm not crazy about pastrami.
But there's
Or
corned beef.
sometimes it's corned beef. You can do one. Can
Like,
you
I
do
think-
both? I never really know.
I think it's corned beef. I think the people who put pastrami on it are just like copping out.
Mm.
Like they don't want to get corned beef.
Yeah, corned beef I like a little bit better than pastrami, but I don't
Also,
know.
I don't know the difference between pastrami and corned beef, so it could
That's
easily
true.
be
Who knows?
similar
Maybe I
enough.
just like haven't had enough pastrami to really know.
I think the Reuben is so good.
Mm.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's the exact opposite of the boringness of a turkey or roast beef sandwich.
Yeah.
Like
A lot of
every
textures,
single
flavors.
component is like very flavor. Like there's marble rye bread. Like
Yeah, that's
that's the
different.
opposite of white bread. There's so much involved in that. There's corned beef, sauerkraut for God's sakes.
Yeah.
You know,
What else are you eating sauerkraut?
I think it's the perfect sandwich. That
Yeah.
should be number 1 in my mind.
The
but
Reuben is like it's not a safe sandwich, you know. Like
it's
I
probably
feel like,
polarizing.
fair.
Yeah,
I feel like someone could actually try that and be like, "This is nasty." Like,
yeah,
you
I know people that
But
say that.
I think it's pretty good as well. But I don't blame
yeah.
Chris for being like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
you're chastising him, you know.
I was not chastising. I just said he's not. You were chastising me earlier in this podcast, almost during every single sandwich. All right, number 3.
I will say though, going back to just quickly, I did
God.
have a great sandwich one time. You know those like classic, just like a pound of meat on like
Oh,
the
yeah, the best.
smallest piece of bread with like
Yeah.
corned beef. That was pretty good.
That doesn't sound like a Reuben.
Oh wait, what
but
is that?
It's similar to a Reuben. Have you ever seen the just like classic New York deli? Like
Oh,
we
yeah.
load them up high.
I feel like that's like a pastrami sandwich thing
Yeah.
to do. Like
Yeah.
that's like an Arby's. I feel like every Arby's commercial, Chris is just going, "Ooh."
Ooh, you
Yeah,
got
like
the
that.
meat?
All right, number 3. Chris will like this one. The breakfast sandwich.
Oh, love it. Love
Yeah.
it. I have it. I would say I have it for dinner sometimes. I'll make myself a nice breakfast sandwich.
Really?
That's a sandwich that I have put in some time to try to perfect.
And Chris, you actually like always. I feel like you always order breakfast sandwiches like at actual sit
Even
down
at, like, a
breakfast
diner.
places, which
I don't.
is like
I'm not gonna
interesting.
lie. I don't love the breakfast sandwich. I feel like me and Chris have opposing views on the breakfast sandwich and the Reuben.
no, I think
combined.
I
I'm like
think-
bored by it.
I like have breakfast sandwiches, but I actually agree. I think it's like I'd prefer like just eggs and bacon, right?
I don't
without
think
the
I would-
Sandwich
yeah.
aspect.
I would
I
agree
don't
with
know.
that. I don't think I would buy. Like I like making a breakfast sandwich for myself if
Yeah.
I have the time, but I don't think I would go out and buy it like at a sit down restaurant. I don't think I would buy a breakfast
Yeah, I don't
sandwich.
know why. I think it's always been my go-to order.
What do you go for when you in your breakfast sandwich?
well,
What's
here's-
like the perfect sandwich?
I usually will go bacon, sometimes sausage,
Mhm.
rarely ham, almost never ham.
Oh yeah, that's
But-
insane to put ham on your breakfast sandwich.
Here's when I got my masterful sandwich, my perfect
Yeah.
sandwich. I found a great roll that I liked, and I
Oh, that's key.
kind of close to like a ciabatta
Mm-hmm.
of sorts.
See,
from
the
this-
ciabatta for a breakfast sandwich feels weird to me.
The one that I had that was good. It wasn't too thick. It was like
Okay.
because I think when you're doing a breakfast sandwich, sometimes you fall into the problem of like too much bread.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think a bagel sometimes is too much bread. you
Yeah, I
know?
would probably agree with that for a breakfast
but
sandwich.
then they're like an English muffin's good. Something like they can really let the edges speak for themselves. If you know what I mean.
Ew.
I usually go 2 eggs, a little runny.
Mhm.
Maybe a little
Ooh,
thin.
yeah. I don't. I don't
Yeah.
like running sandwiches
Ooh.
or eggs on my sandwich, but
Okay. I'll do bacon, a little bit of cheese. But I think the biggest thing is a spread. You need to
I was
get-
gonna say, what do you put on for like the condiment? Because I'll go like sriracha on my
Yeah,
sandwiches. a lot.
I have a good chipotle mayo in my fridge right
I like
now.
having cream cheese with like breakfast
I don't know.
sandwiches.
I've had
Like
that
cream
once.
cheese and
It's
like
all right.
eggs. It's pretty good.
That is all right. That's insane.
I think it's good.
You put it on the sandwich.
Yeah, like
had
imagine
that before.
imagine
It's
you have
alright.
like a bagel with cream cheese, but not that much cream cheese. Not
Yeah.
obviously not that much.
I can't wrap my mind
with
around
like
this.
with like eggs and meat.
Like
it's
a
it's
veggie,
really
all right,
good.
a
see,
It's
like-
really
veggie
good.
cream cheese. Or
like
something.
Yeah,
in my mind, I'm thinking that's bad, but like I would try it.
Yeah.
You're saying it's good,
Yeah.
It is good.
but it seems disgusting too. I'm not gonna.
If I'm making it at home too, sometimes I'll throw a little avocado on top. I'm a fan of that.
Mm.
I guess if
A nice creamy texture.
do you mean just like a regular? Oh yeah, avocado on a breakfast
No,
sandwich is really good. Or are you talking like an olive oil rosemary cream cheese
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something?
That's ideal, I'd say. Or like a veggie.
A
or
veg-
like,
like
yeah,
I have
yeah.
like tomato cream cheese.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would guess that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
I was thinking just like I don't know.
Sometimes
Cream-
also
cream
just
cheese
like,
is like
sour
gross
cream.
to me a little bit.
just like a thin layer of mayo on it.
you said chipotle mayo.
Yeah, I guess I know.
That's the
because
same
I know.
thing. Somebody's got
Ooh.
chipotle on it.
Yeah. Mayo's just, mayo's gross.
Would you put chipotle mayo on a grilled cheese?
No.
I don't see like
I
I don't see like the like the
Chipotle
big
mayo,
thing that's
I don't
insane
think
about
Chipotle
that.
mayo is mayo. That's a hot take, but I'll say it right now.
All right.
I'll say it live.
I'm actually not a big mayonnaise person, to be honest, but like I would put it on a sandwich.
You are the mayonnaise defender here.
All right.
True.
Number 2. Another sandwich that I've never had. But it was the second best sandwich on this list, which
Wow.
means it must be good. The po' boy.
Okay.
Have you guys ever had one?
I've never
No.
had it. I've only heard tales.
It's like
but
fried
it's
clams and
and
whatnot.
like shrimp, I think.
Yeah, let me find
Or
it on here.
Sometimes they do oysters, I think.
Yeah.
Was it? It's like a.
I think
like
I might have had this actually.
It's like a Louisiana.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear the description on here? They wrote up a little.
Or just like Popeyes.
Yeah. Right.
2. Po' boy. Placing the po' boy at number 2 might just be an insult to its greatness.
Wow.
Popularized, maybe, during a streetcar company strike in 1929 by 2 brothers who jokingly called the striking workers poor boys.
Nice.
1920s humor is hilarious. That's good. There are 2 crucial elements to this sandwich. The first of which is the size. Traditionally cut from 24-inch rolls, a regular po' boy is a full foot long. The second is the filling, which could be any number of things, but really should be either fried shrimp or oysters. An
Yeah.
entire plate's worth of them. Dress it up with lettuce, tomato, pickles, mayo, and some sauce, and you have a crunchy, toasty, fatty meal that just might be the best sandwich on the face of the planet.
Wow. That sounds pretty good.
That
Yeah.
does sound good, but I don't like how they say the second, or sorry, the filling, which could be any number of things.
Yeah.
Like, what is this sandwich? Could it be anything?
That's the same reason why I rashed on you for saying a sandwich is your favorite food. The same thing.
So if someone says a po' boy is their favorite food, then you catch them eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What is a
Like,
foot
what?
It's a foot long sandwich.
Yeah.
I put mayo on it.
Yeah, it should be shrimp, but I like
A
this
peanut
better.
butter and jelly with mayonnaise sounds terrific. No, that sounds disgusting.
Well,
actually.
I think there's a problem when this iconic sandwich, yeah, like you said, can be
could
any
be
number of
literally
things.
anything.
I think that's something sweet about the Reuben. Even though I'm not a big fan of the Reuben, you
Right?
know what it is.
You know exactly what
I
it
guess
is.
it could maybe be 2 meats. I don't know. But
Like
it's
even at Subway, they have a Reuben, which is insane. But they like the guy literally said like, "Oh, you have to do this." Like he didn't. He could. I guess I could have put lettuce on it or whatever. But like, there's strict rules to the Reuben and
Yeah.
the chicken parm. There's strict rules. You gotta get some strict rules to the po' boy for God's sakes. You know.
Mm.
All right.
Number one.
Number 1.
Any predictions?
What hasn't happened?
I'm thinking.
There's a lot. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Unsung
hot
heroes
dog?
are gonna get.
If it's not like a classic, like I guess my prediction would be either PBJ or BLT. I'd say probably BLT, but I don't know.
Dang. No, that's not it.
Because I don't know. It's like simple, but
Okay.
I think that's a
Yeah.
really good one.
Chris.
I wanted to say the hot dog, but I know we said no hot dog
no
talk.
talk on this podcast.
I don't know.
It is a sandwich.
What is missing?
Yeah.
Number
Well,
one.
well, hold on. Even if a hot dog is a sandwich, it is certainly one of the worst. No.
Yeah, it's not number one.
Yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
eat a hot dog.
I would
but
not
I'm
say
crazy about
it's
it.
top 20. Maybe
I
if
wouldn't
it's like
say
a
it's a
good
sandwich.
hot dog. Like I've never had like a hot dog that people put work into because
Yeah.
usually it's like a backyard barbecue. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those maybe are good. Number 1, the cheese steak. I honestly think
I guess that's in the same line as BLT.
the cheesesteak is not a number 1 sandwich. I'll put it in the top 5. But I think
I think it's
number
pretty
1
good.
is
I'll say a cheesesteak is one of my favorite sandwiches.
top
Yeah,
5,
yeah.
top 5
Top
sandwich.
five,
but
sure.
I don't know. I think like I would put the chicken parm easily at number 1.
Same, yeah.
Mhm. I think I prefer a cheesesteak. I think when it's done right, where it's just gooey
I do love a
and-
cheesesteak.
man.
And the other thing with
Onions and peppers on
cheesesteak,
there.
similar to a po' boy, is you could put a lot of other stuff into a cheesecake, a cheesesteak. Like I had one the other day with like salsa on it and like the like tortilla chips or whatever.
Mhm. That sounds okay.
So good. No,
Yeah.
it was so
Really?
okay. It was delicious. It was
I think
so
I'd
good.
prefer it just your standard one. Maybe some onions and peppers.
But now I feel like we're contradicting that we just said about the
I
best
know.
part of the Reuben is that it's strict.
It's still the best part of the Reuben,
Yeah.
but maybe the best part of the best part of the Reuben would be the worst part of the cheesesteak. I don't know. You know,
This is deep. This is like advanced sandwiches.
Yeah, that is like advanced sandwich.
because I think that's a great thing about the cheesesteak is that you got all these options with it.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's a good thing about the po' boy too.
Cheesesteak is good.
I've never had it. All right, any ones that you guys think should have been mentioned? BLT, you said.
I think BLT, and then I also say peanut butter and banana.
Ooh,
The Elvis
yeah.
Presley.
I guess
I'm a
that's
fan
what
of
it's
that.
called.
Did I
Very
put
good.
that on there? No,
That one I have. Like I have.
Oh wait, that
kind of
is on there.
frequently.
That's on the unsung heroes. all right, here are the unsung heroes.
Wait,
There's-
Unsung Heroes is made by the.
Did you make these or?
Yeah.
I just saw them on the list and I thought they deserved.
Oh, okay. So these
recognition.
were on the list, but somewhere between.
I think they
somewhere
all
between
were.
15 and 49
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because it
Exactly.
was not number 50.
Uh,
Okay, 16 and 49.
I think the porchetta was number 14, but either way,
Yeah.
meatball sub. I think that's a really good
That's a
sandwich.
good
Yeah,
sandwich.
meatball sub is good.
That probably would have been in my top 15 if I was making
Yeah.
this list.
Mhm.
Number or the second
Meatball
one.
sub's like reliable. I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
know
don't know what
it's
to
like-
get. Like, just get a meatball.
Yeah.
Sub. Yeah.
The Capri's.
Pretty good
One of
sandwich.
Chris's favorite sandwiches I've
I
heard.
don't think that one's that good.
It's a decent sandwich.
That wouldn't make my top 15, but it's a fine sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a cool
It's an
sandwich.
unsung
Good
hero.
mozzarella.
Yeah.
That could be good.
Number 3, PB&J.
Yeah.
I don't like peanut butter and jelly.
Wow.
One of my least favorite sandwiches.
I can't remember the last time I made one.
I don't know if I've
I will
ever
say,
made
but I
one.
mean, I had it almost every year. I actually
You've never made a PBJ?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
Oh.
my mom would make them for me when I was a kid, and then I realized I don't like them. So I have a peanut butter sandwich sometimes.
Yeah, see, for years
No
as
J.
a kid, I wouldn't do jelly. I was like I said, a picky eater, just
Yeah.
peanut butter.
Yeah,
Thinking back on that, oh man, I feel like the roof of my mouth must have been just covered in peanut butter.
I don't mind just a peanut butter sandwich.
I
I
do
think a
too.
peanut butter sandwich is pretty good.
I'll usually do it, I guess, open faced or just a slice of bread with peanut butter.
That's not a sandwich, man. That is an open faced sandwich is not a sandwich.
Yeah, I agree.
Next one, the Elvis. That's the peanut butter banana.
Yeah, that one's really
Sometimes
good.
don't they do bacon on it too? I feel like that one's.
Oh yeah. I think the Elvis has.
Sometimes
peanut
they'll
butter
put like
on it, too.
a thin layer of mayo.
I think that the peanut
Wait,
butter banana is really good.
That's pretty weird putting bacon. Like I think putting
'Cause I've
bacon
had-
with bananas and peanut butter is weirder than
Yeah,
putting
yeah, I don't
mayonnaise on
like that
any
at all.
sandwich.
Because I've seen a burger that has like the peanut butter bacon. Ugh, that's
That
too
sounds
much.
so
I don't-
weird. Like,
the idea of
is
peanut
that
butter on a
good?
burger sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I don't want to put my peanut butter in
the
with my
peanut butter
meats.
banana is just really filling. It's
Yeah.
quite good.
I'll
bet, I
even
bet.
when I do it, I'll usually skip the bread.
Yeah, sure.
That's somehow still a sandwich. All right, next one. Andrew's not gonna like this one. Tuna salad.
Ugh.
I think tuna salad would make my top 15.
Really? See,
I really like. That's
like
like
it-
a faithful
Like
sandwich
Andrew,
for
I'm
me.
not crazy about tuna, but I wish I liked it more because it's cheap. It's
Yeah, you throw a little celery in
a lot
there.
of protein.
I'll put like avocados and celery and onions into my tuna salad and make a sandwich out of that. Oh,
That sounds pretty good.
Rachel Ray standards. I'll tell you.
Mm.
Mhm.
Last one. The Dagwood.
Oh yeah, baby.
We,
Just like-
we were talking about this as if everyone's supposed to know what the Dagwood is.
Yeah, can you guys email in if you know what the
If you've
Dagwood is?
heard
I
of
think
it.
it's
I
a
think
pretty
people know what it
popular-
is, yeah.
pretty popular sandwich.
It's on menus.
No, I just think that you guys talk a lot about sandwiches.
Wait, a Dagwood's it's a popular sandwich.
Sure it is, but that doesn't mean that it's common knowledge still.
Mm.
I was shocked at how, like, as soon as you said one of you said Dagwood, it was just like 5-minute conversation.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to
But
say.
I would say a Dagwood.
For the folks at home, Andrew, explain what a Dagwood is.
I have no idea. Still,
I'd say a
forgot.
Dagwood is one of those not strict sandwiches though. It's like,
Oh, yeah, for
What
sure.
is it,
it's
though?
usually like ham, turkey, bacon, cheese.
It's
just like
just
a bunch
sandwich-
of,
Oh, I
a
remember
bunch
you
of
showed me
deli
that.
It's a
meats.
sandwich that's like piled
Yeah.
comically high.
Like with like a big toothpick with
Yeah.
like a pickle on it.
It's
or
got
something.
like 15 layers
Yeah.
of bread
You
within it.
show me like the classic cartoon sandwich.
It's
Like,
usually
yeah.
paired with someone looking at it like,
Like, whoa. And the wife looking on like, again.
another Dagwood.
now it sounds good.
I've never had a Dagwood, I will admit, but I think it's a hilarious sandwich.
All right, I like that unsung hero list.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
good.
pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
anything
accurate.
else that you guys think should make it?
I'd say one of my favorite sandwiches. Well, I have two that come to mind. One is like a turkey avocado,
Yeah,
like
that's
lettuce,
good. Like a
tomato
California.
situation
Those
with
are
some
good.
bacon on it.
California.
Maybe that's a good one. If that's on the menu, I typically will.
That is a really
consider
good
it.
sandwich. That's another like faithful.
Mhm.
It's tough to go wrong with that.
The second one, and I don't know if we'd even like bunch it into sandwiches, is like
Yeah.
a good like crispy chicken, like a fried chicken. I'm thinking like a Chick-fil-A / McChicken type situation.
Yeah, what do you call that? A fried chicken sandwich, I guess?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a great sandwich.
That Chick-fil-A fried chicken, whatever you call that.
Yeah, that's good.
Spicy chicken sandwich or whatever.
But I'm starting to think, is that
It's
a
really
sandwich?
good.
Because I don't think we're saying a burger is a sandwich, right? We brought this up beforehand.
I would say a burger's a sandwich. The list that we used said it's not.
I think by those standards, maybe this fried chicken sandwich
That's
might
tough.
not
I
be
know,
a
I
sandwich.
guess
Same type
not.
of
It's just
bun.
like if you include burger as a sandwich, then it's got to be number one or like close. I feel like it just dwarfs the competition.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd say it's at least top 5.
Yeah, like
I
it's just
would
tough.
probably put chicken parm sandwich over a burger. But
Yeah,
maybe
I-
not.
I-
It's tough.
that'd be
Mhm.
tough. You're right.
I think the chicken sandwich. I know it's similar to a burger, but it's called like every menu it's on. It's called the
Chicken
chicken
sandwich.
sandwich.
Yeah, you're
right.
or
You're
spicy
right.
chicken sandwich. You know, so I think it's
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a sandwich.
it's
You don't
clearly
say
a
the-
sandwich.
The burger sandwich.
Yeah. Ugh, that would get me sick.
Yeah.
But you say a patty melt is a sandwich.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, is there a patty melt with chicken instead of meat or instead of beef?
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
It's just a grilled cheese with
Just
chicken.
like a panini.
Yeah, I guess so. A panini. I like. I could. Oh, another thing they had on their list. It was like number 25 was just grinder. That's like just saying sandwich.
Is grinder? Did you grow up calling them grinders?
I call them grinders.
See,
yeah.
I didn't call them grinders really. I feel like that's one of those things.
That's a regional thing for sure.
I call it a hoagie. I call it a
Yeah, sub.
gyro. Yeah.
Well, I think they put. Yeah. What do you guys call it? Sub.
Sub, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember one time hearing a group of people all talking about grinders. Felt a little uncomfortable.
Here they said. Oh, really?
No, I'm just
They
saying.
said it's number 19. The submarine, aka the grinder, aka the hoagie.
AKA a
So
sandwich.
what? We're just grading it off of its shape now. That's insane.
That's insane. That's a non-specific sandwich.
All right. So that was it.
Oh.
Email in if you want to have us mention any more sandwiches. You guys want to get to the next section of the show?
Yeah.
Are we gonna rate
Are we
sandwiches?
gonna rate it?
We have take it or leave it first.
Ooh, oh yeah,
jeez.
jeez. God, I'm nervous
All
for
right.
this one.
So, folks at home, if you remember we've done this section twice before.
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
twice.
Maybe once.
I did with the RX bars and
and the ice cream.
the ice cream, yeah.
So take it or leave it. Oh, I do not want to eat this sandwich. I'm
Me
not
neither.
gonna
Neither.
lie.
I'm gonna have one bite.
Yeah, I'm just gonna bite it. So we got
We went
Tell
to
me out here,
Subway
Chris. Tell me
earlier
out.
today, as we said.
the famed Subway Reuben,
Ooh.
which it's
Sounds
disgusting.
nasty.
Like,
I will
why
say-
do they have a
Looks
Reuben
nasty.
sandwich?
Subway has spent a lot of money on this marketing for the sandwich. I
Right.
think that they really think it's a good Reuben.
Oh, it's upside down. Hold on.
No, they just want people to buy it, I think.
They're really putting their money on this Reuben.
Oh my god! I'm taking one bite. I might just smell it,
Alex got the guy to cut it into threes, cut it into thirds, which was pretty funny.
which he
'cause
thought was insane.
he was
like,
certainly
judged me for
confused.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
But I will say also, so the ingredients are pastrami, I think,
Or corned beef. I think it's corned beef.
And then sauerkraut, which I'm not crazy about, but he
He
loaded
he
it high.
Loaded it.
The dude-
absolutely.
I think this
The
is a
dude-
sauerkraut sandwich with a little bit of meat on it.
The dude thought he was making a Dagwood, for Christ's sake.
And then Thousand Island
Yeah,
dressing,
he just
which I
cut it
am a
into
fan
thirds and then stacked them on top of each other and put a toothpick in.
I think the Thousand Islands dressing is the best part of the Reuben.
Yeah,
So
yeah, behind that.
I think it's good. All right.
of. We're gonna.
I
Dig in,
so-
guys.
And what kind of
so
bread?
don't
What
want
kind of
this.
bread did you go for?
I went for
Italian?
Italian, but the other thing is with the Reuben,
It's gotta be right.
it's got to be a marble rye. Like
Yeah.
it's
But you
insane.
can't even get that at Subway. That's crazy.
If they made a foot long marble rye, like
Well,
that would make me sick. You know.
no, but I
Yeah,
agree
right.
that they shouldn't have it, but they just shouldn't have the Reuben. You
Exactly,
can't-
that's what
you
I'm
just
saying.
Can't do that.
This isn't the Reuben
Yeah.
anymore. Call it something else.
I'm not. Yeah.
They should just
We-
call it like a corned
We
beef.
were just
and
making fun of Chris
sauerkraut.
for getting the 6-inch, but now I'm like, I just
I know.
am so
I don't
full
know
and
why I
do
got
not
a
want
foot
this at
long.
all.
Yeah,
doesn't
see,
make sense.
part of the reason I got the 6 inch was knowing that we were gonna be getting 4 inches.
The other thing, listen to this. This is a $10 sandwich.
Is it really?
Wow.
Way too
I'm
expensive.
so
That's
sorry.
insane.
Is it insane?
That's so much.
All right.
All right, let's
Dig in.
pass them out, I guess.
All right.
Should we
you
go
pass
one?
them in,
Let's
Chris?
go. Sorry.
Sorry.
Should we do it like we do Power Hour so we can
Yeah,
always,
let's
we can
stagger.
settle
Let's
this
stagger.
thing
Here,
soon.
grab your sandwich, Andrew.
Okay.
I don't want to pass this. You're gonna get Thousands Island dressing everywhere.
Jeez.
All right.
$10.
I'll go.
Can we just
first.
say like one bite is all we need?
Oh, I'm not eating this whole thing.
Well,
You
who
won't
knows?
catch
We
me
might
dead
like
eating
it. It might be
Yeah, it might
good.
be really good. I love a Reuben. It's my favorite sandwich, so it
Yes.
might be really good. I'm gonna dig in.
All right,
All
go
right.
for it, Alex.
He's eating it. Oh, disgust. No.
All right.
I'll
I mean,
go for it.
It's bad.
Don't chew,
It-
don't chew into the mic.
it's awful. It's so bad.
You just said it was good.
It's
It's
good.
not.
It's bad.
It's not good.
Chris, did you try it?
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know if I can swallow it. I'm not gonna lie.
Alex, no. Not on the floor. Alex, get up off the floor.
I'd say it's.
All right, I gotta
Okay.
take a bite. I gotta take a bite.
But the meat doesn't taste like.
It's so bad.
It tastes like bologna, honestly.
Off of grab.
And
This
it's,
tastes kind of like just a cheap like.
it's so unbelievably bad. It's you know what it is. Sorry.
Tell me.
It's like the
This is so terrible.
the meat. Like I know this is like a classic like go-to insult for Subway, but like it. Oh my god! Like even the aftertaste is disgusting. It. Chris is going for another bite.
I'm kind of eyeballing it. I don't think I can. Ugh.
The meat is disgusting. It tastes rubbery.
It
Like
does, yeah.
because when I said I had like a not as bad as I thought at first, because I just had the Thousands Island.
And the bread is pretty good. And Subway
bread is fine.
Does its thing. The
Wow.
sauce is fine.
That's disgusting. Like they shouldn't be allowed to sell that.
That was
not even a
really
joke.
bad. Yeah.
How could that be $10?
Imagine eating a foot long of this.
Ugh. So
Yeah,
with that being
people
said,
Leave it.
take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'm leaving
I will
it.
leave it. Leave it. In fact, we could just leave that there and never touch it again.
Yeah, let's just let this thing kind of get gross.
I'm upset. Like I'm upset that we
Already
did
gross.
that. That was disgusting.
That was bad.
I wish I had water. All right.
All right. Well, that's all right. Moving on.
Now we're gonna get into the next section of the show called ratings. Here at I Need a Hobby, we rate the challenge hobby or activity on a scale of 1 through 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, and then we give it a yay or nay if we're gonna continue. This week we're rating sandwiches. Andrew.
All right. So
And I'd say maybe tell us. I don't think we talked much about our lifetime in sandwiches. If you have any like little
I
things
mean,
that you missed.
Definitely.
I don't have anything to say really. It's just like a sandwich is sometimes pretty good food.
A sandwich is
So
bread
when
with.
you think of like when you think of like a comfort food, do you think of like a sandwich at all?
No, I would think of like. I would think this is weird. I would think of like mac and cheese, chicken pot pie, and like hot chocolate are like the
That's
big
not weird.
three for
yeah,
me.
that's like
Yeah.
I
Are
feel like
those
that's pretty
good?
classic.
Okay. When I've just said like thinking of like having a hot chocolate with mac and cheese, that was. That
Oh
was a
wait,
little
you're,
weird.
you're using it as an au jus for the, for the pot pie.
Yeah, I am.
Yum.
But those are like comfort foods to me. I don't know. Sandwiches, I don't know. Honestly, this is one of the few hobbies that like I feel like talking with you guys about has made my opinion maybe even a little worse. Like, I don't know. Like mostly it's like, oh yeah, that's
okay.
interesting. But I just don't have anything exciting about. There's nothing super exciting to me about sandwiches. I don't get into them like you guys do. I think they are tasty, but not like not groundbreaking.
Right.
I don't think that like the original, like the variety doesn't like bump the rating up for me. It's just like, okay, there's a lot of options. So
Like, do you
Yeah.
consider yourself like being like into food? Like,
no,
because I think that goes hand in hand with.
yeah,
Like, I like good food, and it's like a sandwich is like it's just an
It's
easy way
a
to
food.
eat good
yeah.
food.
I can't. I'm having trouble deciding. I'm just gonna say 5. 5 out of 10, and then maybe I guess a yay because I'll make sandwiches to like as like a lunch or something or like tide me over.
Yeah, I guess the yay or nay is tough on this,
Yeah.
But like I don't really like them, but I can't give it less than a 5 because that's saying like sandwiches
I
are
hate
not good.
sandwiches.
Like that's not true. I just don't really.
This
I don't
one-
care for them. Very neutral.
I'd give that the Subway one a negative.
That was
5.
bad. That was bad.
Yeah, that was a bad sandwich.
All right, so yeah, 5. I'll go 5 yay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, so sandwiches. Like I said, my favorite food. No,
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's
Sandwiches, the best tasting food.
It's
of
a great
them all.
genre of food.
Mhm.
One thing I wanted to touch on for Christmas this year,
Oh yeah.
my parents got me a
Yeah.
panini press, like a
Yeah, good
sandwich
gift.
maker. And the last couple of days, I've made 3 sandwiches on it. I think I did a caprese sandwich. Kind of breaded some chicken, put in some mozzarella.
Nice.
I did an egg sandwich on it. Whew, it was great. Different. I've never done that before.
I know.
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds
interesting.
The third one, crazy. I bought some tikka masala sauce,
I
made
hear
some
tell me about
chicken,
this.
put it on some naan bread, threw that thing in the panini press. Whew.
So that sounds
Still-
that
still
sounds
a
pretty good.
sandwich.
See,
Actually.
that's the beauty of the sandwiches. Like you
Yeah.
just listed 3 wildly different
sandwiches
foods
that I made in the
you
last
into sandwiches.
36
I
hours.
can appreciate that as
Yeah.
like a that is cool. That is
Yeah.
cool that they're all different, but they all
Yeah.
are sandwiches.
And I'll say I don't make sandwiches
Such a good art
regularly. But now that I have this thing, it's going to be a bigger part of my life. I'd say
Yeah.
2018, the year of the sandwich for me as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great food. I gotta go high. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10.
Damn.
Yay. Sandwiches are great.
9 out of 10. Yay, sandwiches are great.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. All right. Yeah, I would agree with everything you said, Chris. Andrew, strongly disagree with everything you said.
I don't think hot chocolate's an au
wonder
jus.
Yeah, that like sandwiches. You got the breakfast sandwich. I would say sandwich itself is like a classic lunch food,
Plus lunch.
and you can eat it for dinner. Are there many dessert sandwiches other than the ice cream sandwich?
I guess like the cookie ice cream sandwich.
I'm starting to think
the
like
Chipwich.
imagine a cookie ice cream sandwich. You could dip it in like not a hot chocolate, but like a warm chocolate. That'd be pretty good.
Mm.
It's like the French dip.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah,
a,
that-
like
that
a
would
hot
be good, I
fudge
think.
type situation.
Oh yeah, maybe hot fudge.
You know, I've heard
Yeah,
in
they're pretty good.
some countries, ice cream on just a roll is the thing, like a bread roll.
What?
Mm,
Do you think that would be good?
No.
You got pranked.
With a
That's
little
not true.
with just a little bit of mayonnaise.
I cannot imagine ice cream and bread being good.
Yeah,
But
we'll try
maybe.
it.
I guess it depends on the bread.
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe like a sweet bread. I don't know if
Yeah.
those really exist.
Hmm.
I love sandwiches. favorite food group for sure. You could do anything with them. They're the perfect food. I really think so. I think it's the perfect food. I would say, like you mentioned, to bring up our past and sandwiches. I think it wasn't until like the last 2 years where I really started to like sandwiches. Like I didn't even used to eat like deli meat sandwiches growing up because I thought it was gross. And then I remember having a Reuben in college and being like, "There's a whole new world out there of sandwiches."
And then this is where it ends. It all comes full circle until you have this Reuben and you're just done.
I'll say this is the first Reuben I've had that I've been like, this is actually bad. It's probably the first sandwich I've had that I've been really disappointed with. But yeah, I love sandwiches. I think it's a great food. I'm going to agree with Chris. 9 out of 10, yay.
Wow.
Well,
high ratings, guys.
for great food.
Yep. The podcast is over.
Yep.
All right. Now we'll go to our next section of the show.
What if that's how we actually ended?
One day.
Yeah, I wish. All right. The next section of the show, it's called What's in Your Mind. Thankfully, we like to start the show, the section with a theme song submitted by fans of the show. This one, we got a good one from the Earl of S.
Have you ever heard of a wish sandwich? A wish sandwich is the kind of a sandwich where you have 2 slices of bread and you wish you had some meat.
All right, thanks, Earl. So this is What's on Your Mind. On the What's on Your Mind section, we like to talk about what's on your mind. Chris, you want to start us off?
Sure. Speaking about sandwiches, this
no.
this will
Please, no.
Yes.
So my neighborhood I live in has a lot of restaurants around. I'd say I like to try different ones. I've probably tried like 20 or so restaurants within like a mile of me, which is kind of exciting.
yeah, that's
I get to do
great.
something new.
That is really good.
So I go to a breakfast place on yesterday, so Sunday, called Cafe Mirror. Going
Cool.
pretty standard, pretty good breakfast sandwich, not bad. The next day, today, I go to a different breakfast place, Twin Donuts, right down the street.
Right.
Same exact menu, verbatim.
What?
Everything's the same. I was amazed. And I went with my girlfriend both days, and we were like, what? Like, this must be, like... Because we looked at the menu beforehand, we're like, this must be some sort of Yelp mistake. Like, they're confused. We saw this menu yesterday.
Was it now? Is there stuff that's like clearly like unique?
No. The exact same menu.
No, but I'm
but
like,
he's-
Oh, sorry.
is there like a... We call this one the Twinnie because it's
Yeah.
Twin Donuts. or
Well,
something
no,
like
but
that.
they had like combos that were all the same,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So it was all generic then.
Yeah, but like verbatim, the same exact thing. So
Okay,
then,
no, wait,
yeah.
we know
Oh,
we know
okay,
it's verbatim,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
gotcha.
is it like generic? Like
Like they don't have like the Boston special.
exactly,
Yeah,
like so.
for the most part, it's just like combos.
Okay,
Yeah.
so there we go.
Okay. Still.
So we look into it. Same owners, like makes sense.
Okay.
But I just want to know how you guys feel about that. 2 different restaurants, different names, different like interior looks, same menu.
I don't like it. I feel like they're pulling a fast
Yeah, that's
one.
bogus.
So
I
confusing.
agree.
And then we realized after the fact, Cafe Mirror maybe came later, and Mirror's the other one. But that's weird.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe Twin Donuts is like the twin of
Yeah,
Cafe
that's
Mirror.
it.
That's like both.
But it was strange, and it's like they were just a little bit further than walking distance from each other, maybe like a mile and a half away.
Dang.
So it's like,
Yeah, why not? Well,
I
can
think
you
it's
just
weird
call
that
it the same name? Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
just think it's. I guess if they're that close, it'd be weird having the same named restaurant that close.
Yeah, that's
But
probably why.
it's the same restaurant, so who cares really?
Yeah, it's like
Dang.
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like
If you're gonna have another name, I feel like you should have
a different menu.
a different menu. I
That's what
agree.
think,
or
too.
at least like.
And why not at least try something out? Like
Yeah.
try new stuff and then one of them.
Yeah.
Also, I bet like if there was just like a 25% menu change, Chris would not have noticed.
Yeah,
It's like a little-
definitely.
a couple
It's just about
changes.
every breakfast place has a similar menu.
Yeah.
But there were
Yeah.
just things that were like, whoa, this is.
That's
Huh.
insane.
That's
Yeah,
weird,
that's
yeah.
upsetting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm starting to think. I'm wondering now if I've ever been to 2 mirrored restaurants and just not even known.
Yeah, jeez.
Hmm.
Keep on the lookout.
Wow.
I'll keep an eye
I
for
might
that.
email. Yeah, we might have to email them. Say,
Yeah.
listen, I'm on to you guys.
Just send an email that says why.
They'll know.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, what's on your mind?
All right, guys. This is a big one. I've been saving up for this one.
Uh-oh.
So, I like to think of myself as a liberal guy, right?
Oh, boy.
Socially liberal,
Oh, gosh, here we go.
fiscally liberal.
All
okay?
right.
If I was,
Tread lightly.
if I was around in the '60s, I would like to think I would be supporting the civil rights movement, all the like gay marriage and stuff. Big fan, right? All good.
Love it.
What is,
Okay.
what is happening
All
to
right,
this
here we
section
go.
of the show?
Here we go. However, okay, people say like grandparents are my grandma is she doesn't approve of interracial marriage, blah blah blah. Blah.
Yeah.
When I'm a grandpa, I will say that I am not I think in my life I am never going to be big on robots' rights. I'm just gonna say that now. I don't care if when I'm old, if that makes me like dated. Like I don't want my kids marrying robots. I don't want any kind of robots.
This is insane.
Don't
man.
have they should not have the right to vote.
I wish you didn't start by like comparing robots to civil rights.
Yeah.
The thing is though that's where we're headed, don't
I'm
you
sure,
think?
Yeah, that is
Don't
interesting.
you think? Like
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Like
I haven't put any.
like I like to think that I'm accepting, I guess, but if robots start to become integrated into our society, and hopefully this is long after I'm gone, but if it's like a point where it's like, oh yeah, like I'm dating the robot.
I was just gonna
like,
say, imagine being like,
no, I'm not okay with that, son. You should not. I'm sorry. Like I don't know if I can support that, honestly.
yeah, I would be. Yeah, I would probably disown my son for that.
All right,
Well,
guess,
I
like-
think especially when you talk about like voting, that would be crazy. That would be
dude,
like,
that is
Voting for
certainly
sure.
going to be not
What?
maybe not.
well, I think
Well, you don't think there's going to be like protests like robots have rights, like.
I hope not.
there's some
I
sort
don't
of
know.
rights.
But I'm not going to
I'm
be.
with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a robot supporter.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
What if like 50 years from now we're or maybe a little bit less, this is a thing, and then we're still working our jobs and we're outed as
Yeah.
like 40 years ago, Andrew said he hates robots.
I
He
mean,
wouldn't let his own son marry a cyborg.
That would be really funny if.
Would you let your
this
son
was
marry a
used
s-
against me somehow?
Would you let your son marry a cyborg?
What's a cyborg?
Half
Half
man,
robot.
half robot. Cruel. You're a cruel man.
What does that even mean? Half man, half robot.
We're
What is that?
talking like
Isn't that
a
just
cookie
robot?
from Ned's Declassified.
If it,
Cookie's not a cyborg. Cookie's not a cyborg.
He has a printer in his
The
pants.
The Terminator is like a cyborg.
Oh, yeah, probably
Or
better
Inspector
than-
Gadget. Inspector Gadget is a cyborg.
if you're any part robot, then you're a robot.
No. If you're any part human, then you're a human.
Oh,
Is that what you meant to say?
That's probably
no.
going to be a question one day.
Whoa. No. If you have the soul of a human,
And
that's
the
like if
body
someone
of
has
a robot.
If someone has
Okay.
a robotic arm,
You're right.
they're
Sorry,
technically a cyborg.
Okay, I don't mean
Yeah.
that.
You're
Wait.
calling them a robot?
No, wait. Are you saying do I support my son marrying someone with a robotic arm?
No, we're talking about the
No,
actor
no,
from Ned's Declassified.
No, I'm
Oh,
kidding
what's
about
his
that.
name?
I don't
I
know.
forget his name.
Cookie, Simon
No,
Nelson Cook.
No, that's Cookie's name. I knew the actor's name once. Probably not doing anything special nowadays.
I guess I just can't see this really happening. Like, I can't see like someone saying like, I want to marry my
You
robot.
seen her? I don't know.
Different. I feel.
I
like.
don't know.
It's a movie.
Um,
No, but I see what you're saying.
But yeah, do you think you'll like? There's probably a good chance in our lifetime that we'll be like tricked into thinking we're talking to a human and maybe dating a human, and then it turns out to be like, I don't know, a cyborg or a robot.
Mm,
Yeah, and hopefully not us specifically. But,
Maybe. though.
probably.
but yeah, I mean,
That's a
like,
little scary.
I don't like that. Like, I just don't like it. I just don't like. I just can't explain it. Like, I'm actually getting upset thinking about like robots like living like humans and getting like privileges and rights.
Are you afraid of
I
them
don't
like
know, that's
outsmarting
scary.
humans? Is it something like that?
Like that, and also the fact that like I don't care. Like, I don't know. This is like another topic, but I feel like as like I want to be like a teacher, right? And I feel like a lot of the problems with people who want to be teachers, some people like try to teach like a robot, like, okay, this is how you should do it, this is how you should do it, without like charisma. And that's like literally getting taught like in schools of like, okay, this is how you should like deal with this situation and this.
Right.
But like so much of being a teacher is like being like an actual person, and
Right.
and I get kind of frustrated when I feel like that is slowly being like phased out as like trying to give like a one size fits all solution instead of like using your own judgment because you're a human and that's what you can do. You can be like personable, and I just don't like
Dang.
robots. I don't know where I was going with that
Man,
whole
if-
monologue, but that's what I'm saying.
If robots ever actually vote, I'll leave the planet
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll take the first flight. By then, there'll be flights to the moon. You know.
yeah.
Because right, that's what I'm saying is that you can't program emotion is what I'm saying. So even if one day
Yeah.
they think that
Yeah,
like
not yet.
it doesn't matter though. It's
We'll see.
you can't program.
This is my wife you're talking about. Okay.
All right,
So
I'm
tread
done. I'm done. You just can't program someone's mind. Like that's not how it works.
I think you're inventing this future that we're gonna live in. Like I
Yeah,
don't think
probably
I don't think anyone's ever been like, all right, a few more years and we'll finally be able to marry these things.
I
Like,
don't
that's
know.
not why
I
they're
don't know. I'm
creating
just
robots.
nervous. I'm just nervous.
We'll see.
That's a fair fear to have. At least the
Yeah.
fact that they'll take over the world.
Where are you guys, Chris? I feel like Chris is going to be neutral on this so that he doesn't get blackmailed later.
yeah. I'm a businessman here. I'm not gonna or a
Wait,
politician.
what do you mean? Where does he
Like,
lie with
Where
you?
do I lie on
Yeah.
this? I think I honestly this might be a hot take because it's probably not true, but I'm sure someone has married a robot.
Yeah. But that's like clearly a robot. I feel like we're talking about like when robots are so intelligent that they're like very similar to humans, which they kind of almost are. If you've ever seen Her, for God's sakes.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I would never be mad about any kind of like anything like, you know, dating any kind of human. Good. Unless it's like a murderer or something, I'd probably be a little hesitant.
Yeah, hesitant.
Yeah, but maybe that's better than dating a robot. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, I'm getting frustrated. We need to move on.
All right, I'll get to my what's on your mind.
Yeah, please.
So I was in the grocery store the other day, and I was in my car listening. I think it was a podcast. Maybe it was music. Not important. And I got out and I walked into the grocery store, and I thought to myself, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep listening." So I put my headphones on in the grocery store. Is that looked down upon as walking through a grocery store with headphones on?
I will say I do it.
Maybe.
I do it pretty regularly. I'd say 75% of the time at a grocery store I have my headphones in.
Same. I think grocery stores, really any type of store. If I'm shopping for clothes, if I'm
as I was leaving, because I'm doing the self-checkout most of the time anyway, so I really have almost no human interaction. In fact, it's only robot interaction.
Yeah. I tried to marry a self-checkout machine.
And as I'm leaving, one of the cashiers like tried to get my attention because they thought I forgot something, which I didn't. And I didn't hear them at first because I had my headphones in, so I felt weird. So should I have not had my headphones in?
Yeah.
I think you're fine not having the headphones in. But I mean, sorry,
No,
you're
definitely fine that way.
You're fine having the headphones in. My question is, do you think headphones, is that a universal sign of like leave me alone?
Oh yeah, for sure. But they thought I had forgotten
that
something.
Is fine. But yeah.
I just think people look at you and think you're being rude.
You said you went through the self-checkout, right?
Yes. And then as I was leaving, one of the cashiers was like,
but
hey,
you wouldn't go through the cashier with the headphones, right? Because I don't.
Not when I'm talking. Maybe I would wait in line with my headphones and take them off when I'm actually interacting.
I think that's fine.
Yeah, because I think it is rude ordering or doing stuff with headphones on.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it has a stigma to it, and I don't think it should.
Yeah.
But maybe it doesn't. I'm gonna keep doing it, especially now that I got the approval of
one thing. This is like a weird habit, I guess, but I've like ordered like something with one headphone in, but I'm never listening to anything.
I think I've done the same.
I'd like pause my music or podcast and I'd like just pull out one headphone. I don't know why.
I think it's just to show like, hey, I'm
here, but like perhaps like that's rude, but I'm not actually like listening to anything. I don't know. Obviously the person doesn't know that.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, unless you put your headphones through your shirt, like you got to keep those headphones up.
Exactly.
So it's like convenient to leave them in your ear.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like people look at me and they think like, oh, he's like a classic millennial and he doesn't care about what's going on. But like, I'm only there to shop. Why wouldn't I just listen to a podcast while I'm doing it, or listen to music while I'm doing it?
Multitasking.
You know? Maybe it's millennial hate that I don't like then. All right. I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would keep it up. I'd say yeah.
Can't hurt.
All right, cool. Chris, you want to hit us with these plugs?
Sure. So if you like this episode, if you like sandwiches, email us your favorite sandwich. I would like to hear more opinions at ineedahobbypod@gmail.com. You can find everything else on our website, ineedahobbypod.com. We're on iTunes there. You got our Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, ineedahobbypod. And hey, 2018, start off the year right. Leave us a review.
Yeah, please.
And rate us 5 stars.
That'd be a good New Year's resolution. Hey, here's some stuff I should have done in not just 2017, 2016.
Yeah, this is
back when we started.
If you've listened to this podcast for 3 years and haven't left a review,
I think a lot of things that people like to do in the New Year's, like give back a little bit.
Yeah,
I think a good way to give back to any podcast you listen to or anything you like is like leaving a review.
Just sit down. 10 minutes.
Like not just ours, or not even ours if you don't like ours.
Yeah.
Any podcast you enjoy, leave them a review. It's nice. It's a good thing to do. I really like it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. See you next week.